Hey, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. So ignore the fact that I look a little plain and boring today. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. My gentle movement therapy continues and prepping for this new project. So also I'm a little scratchy for some reason. I don't know why, probably just because I'm still waking up. But anyway, good morning. If you can see behind me, I am in the midst of chaos. There is a signing event tomorrow and I am woefully unprepared, hence large cup of coffee. But how cool is this cup? I just got this when I was on that trip last week, or a couple weeks ago now, for Route 66. I think it might be my new favorite one. And not just because it holds 16 ounces of coffee. But I have so much I want to share. First, you guys have been seeing the pictures, and I want to officially welcome this little guy. He still does not have a name, so we're still working on a name for him, but he is a pillow pal. He's so sweet, and I absolutely adore him. And then, of course, chances are probably my favorite, not Poe's favorite, but mine. Look at the little catacorn. He's so cute. And if people make me angry, he can help me out with that. How cute is that? I try to keep him on the happy just because I like to be happy. And then, of course, Vu. This is Vu. I know it sounds like a weird name for a duck. It actually comes from deja vu. A while ago, back, not last Christmas, I believe it was the Christmas before. Might have even been the one before that, but I think 2 Christmases ago. I was at Bass Pro Shops and I saw this cute little guy, but he had a really bad hole right here in his neck. And I know that when there's damaged stuffed animals, damaged toys, they will just send it back. They pull the cover off, they take all the stuffing out to be reused, and then they incinerate the stuffed animal. They incinerate the covering. And I'm such a little kid that in my head, there was this moment from Toy Story 3 where all the animals and all the toys were holding hands going into a furnace. And the 5-year-old inside me like immediately screamed, "We can't let that happen." So I got him, I adopted him, and I fixed him, brought him back. He's named Vu for deja vu, as in second chance. So that is why Vu is here, and you can see Poe back there. He's very excited to have his best bird friend finally home. So a lot going on with that, and of course, just me being a big kid. So every night when I fall asleep, I basically fall asleep in like a pile of stuffed animals now, which is not a bad thing. It's not quite the same as getting to snuggle up, but yeah, it's pretty close. For those that missed the video, Lust has arrived. I'm so happy. I love these covers. Dark Angel Graphics keeps doing an amazing job, and I almost can't wait to start a new series just so we can invent a new very cool thing. And okay, people keep asking what my shirt says. It says it's called Karma and it's pronounced ha ha ha. It's a very appropriate shirt. I mean, think about this in the series. The whole point is that the girls are out for revenge and karma. They're sort of delivering karma in a way. Yes, it's the 7 deadly sins, and yes, it's set during the time of the Salem witch trials, and it focuses on their magical powers. But I mean, a lot of it really is all about you reap what you sow. So for all of those out there, both deserving and helping deliver karma, this felt like a very appropriate shirt this morning. It's also extremely soft and comfortable, so it works really well for going to the gym. The next thing we've been talking about is the recipes. A bunch of you who have gotten the newsletter have already reached out and said that you tried the applesauce bread. I'm so glad you liked it. It's one of my favorites. I almost want to just make it weekly just because it is so tasty. I don't know what we're going to make next. I don't even know if it's going to come from this book. This is my current I Have Recipes book. And now, of course, I can't even find where the recipe list is. Somewhere in the back here. There they are. There are tons of recipes in this book. So I might pick a couple more, just random ones in here to let you guys vote, or I've got a few more of her books. I also have a couple other books that just have recipes in them, and we'll see what we make next. It's always fun to explore and try new things. I'm even considering putting some of my own recipes if I incorporate them into any of the books that I write. Actually, I have a friend who went vegan, and all of a sudden she switched all of her characters to being vegan. So, I mean, food certainly plays a role, and I think it's one of those relatable topics. So, when you're reading a book or listening, in my case, audiobook, and somebody talks about smelling something in particular or sitting down to eat something specific, it's a way to bring you into that world, because we all sort of relate, or in a way we don't. The book I'm currently listening to is set in Britain, and so they keep talking about, I had a crumpet for a snack last night. I just had, I ordered a baked potato that's covered in beans. If you were from that regional area, if that's something that you're used to, it brings you in. If not, it's something that makes you stop and think and notice the food. So I think foods and smells and things like that are very, very good when you're working on a story, to think about incorporating. We all see the blue sky or know what a storm cloud looks like, but there's something very connective about food and smells and tastes. So it's one of the reasons I talk about coffee quite a bit. For those that have ever had it, it's a love-hate thing. People either absolutely adore coffee or they can't stand it. I know both. I've been both, honestly. I used to hate coffee, and now it is, I'm going to say, kind of lifeblood. I'm so used to it that I almost understand that my dad used to drink decaf later in the day just because he liked the taste. I'm not there yet, but I think I'm starting to understand. Speaking of food, I have a tradition. I've had a tradition for years. Whenever a new book comes out, I get treated to dinner. I'm not eating a whole lot right now. Stomach's still very, very angry with me. And it's also why there's still a lot of this left. I actually was given it a couple days ago, but I did want to show off. There's a cheesecake factory nearby, and you can see I already opened it. But look how delicious that chocolate cake is. This is love, people, right here. This is love. Getting chocolate cake as a surprise, as a congratulations for releasing my new book. So it won't be breakfast. It will be eaten later today, or at least a good chunk of it. Probably while I'm working on this little project. See, I told you I've got a lot going on. So if you can see that single charm right there, it's a raven's feather. And then this one has the raven's feather and then that little horse. And the raven's feather, the horse, and then you can see the paw print on that one. These are the charm bracelets that go along with the books. So if you buy Origin of Sin, you get the feather. And I'm such a tease. The feather does have to do with sin. It's 100% the right charm for sin. You don't know why until the beginning of Pride, because I'm a tease like that. And of course, I want you to read the series. And I lost this is how bad it is. I actually lost my coffee. So I do want you to read the series. So of course, I had to tease a little bit. You do find out in Pride why the horse, and you do understand the paw print in Envy. That is the charm that goes with Envy. I have found my coffee and I'm not even going to drink it. So I have all of my cool little bracelet making things here, all my tools. You guys have no idea what a pain. I don't know if you can see those. I'm going to try to open this up without dumping them all over the floor. I make no promises. You can see in there those little rings. Those are called jump rings. They're a pain. They're necessary. They're what hold the charms onto the bracelet. But these are my little paw prints. I've shown you those before. And if you've watched these videos, you have seen these. But I love them, and I'm showing them off again because I'm about to start making them. The animal for lust is a cat. So, that cute little guy right there. I'm going to be adding him to some of these bracelets because tomorrow I'm going to be out at the Paseo Verde Library. Not only will I be signing in the local author showcase from 10 to noon, but I'll also be having a meeting with the Coffee Press, which is their coffee shop inside the library. They do author showcases, author reviews, author features, and they have reached out to me as a part of the Turning Pages organization to start with my book. I mean, yeah, they want to make it sound enticing, so of course they want to feature me, which is nice of them. But I'm going to talk to them about possibly working in a weekly or monthly feature on the authors that are within starting with Turning Pages and then branching out. So I get to sit down and have a meeting with them tomorrow. So there's a lot going on. That is why my usually at least mildly organized office is in sheer chaos. It's also why I have abandoned my very cool garden backdrop and little table. I need to spread out today. I have a lot of work to do, a lot going on. And so I'm surrounded, thankfully, by my support team here. I've got, Poe and all of his friends. Miracle. So my buddy, my always companion, he and I will be out and about. I've got a couple meetings before I do even all of this, and I've got to go to the gym, getting ready for yet another event. People have asked why I'm on gentle movement. It is not from the chemo that's over, although honestly, it was partially that too for quite a while because I was too tired. Honestly, I was just too worn out all the time to do anything really more intensive. And please, if you are going through something, this is something that I've actually been struggling with too, so if I am, other people might be. If you're going through something, if you're sick, if you're recovering from something, and you're not able to do as well as you want to do. I'm not a runner at all, at all. I don't like running. I always joke, it wouldn't even take somebody with a knife chasing me. It would take somebody with a knife that I don't think I could fight. Because I hate running. I don't want to run. I really don't. I do walk. I walk on the track quite a bit. That's my version of gentle movement. I also get on the bike, sometimes a stationary bike. I'm, I think, probably closer to being a cyclist than a runner. That's just, I like to coast. So, I like to do really hard work and then get that little reward. But I do get on the track. I do walk. I even speed walk. I have been known to jog a little bit. It is not my thing at all. I don't enjoy it. I don't understand the whole runner's high thing at all. But that being said, I do participate in events like 5Ks and 10Ks and stuff. I mean, I'm not going for time. I'm just going for, I guess, fitness more than anything. But getting back to my extraordinarily rambling point, people have asked why I can't run, why I can't just, go nuts and do Zumba or do the things that I want to do. Last July, I was in a car accident and I injured my back. There are a number of things that they are looking at doing, including something called laser ablation, if you're familiar with that. If not, it's gross and I don't want to explain it, so I will let you look it up. Just know that it sounds very painful, and I hope that's not the case. But I work with a chiropractor, I work with a pain management specialist, I work with a whole team right now, just trying to keep it under control. I'm able to walk, I'm able to do things like Pilates and yoga and very gentle things because it helps stretch it out, it helps alleviate the pain in my back. But there are days when I get back from work, just because as a dealer, a casino dealer, I stand all day. And if I don't, keep the core tight, if you're familiar with Sean T on Insanity, you got to keep those core muscles tight. You got to keep your good posture, which I don't even do on these videos. It can really put a lot of pressure on your back. And my spine, if you look at it straight on, it's very straight. But if you were to look at it from the side, it comes down and then it curves in. It actually curves towards my belly button from where I took the impact in that accident. So I'm working on realigning that, but the impact of running, the intensity if I was to get on the bike and be hunched over, there's a lot of things I could do that would actually make it worse. That's why a gentle movement. You might see me out at a 5K event. You won't see me full out running. I won't do that. I probably wouldn't do that anyway, but right now I am intending to be working towards something. I keep talking about and alluding to this training thing. Once we have a plan in place, a full treatment plan, I will be announcing what it is I'm doing, but I have to wait until my back is actually cleared to do it. So to be continued on that one. But that is why I'm on the gentle movement. That's why you see me use the hashtags of gentle movement, and why when I put up my times of, I'm at the track and I did only 3 miles, that's why. I'm not running. I'm not a runner. I don't want to be a runner. I have no desire to be a runner. But sometimes getting out there and just walking along the track for an hour, it helps clear the mind, and it helps just stretch things out, because, as I'm walking, I'm doing this and up over my head and stuff like that, just kind of easing the aches of the day. I actually get in the pool a lot. I love to swim, and that doesn't put any pressure on my back. So will I incorporate that? If you are familiar with some of my earlier books, it doesn't happen in sin at all, just for the time, probably more than anything. But if you've read Partners, some of my earlier stuff under my other pen name, yes, I do incorporate going to the hospital. I do incorporate injuries into the storyline, something I am sadly familiar with. I am accident prone like a sugared up child. I really am. I have bruises I can't explain, partially from the lupus and the fact that I just bruise easily, and also the fact that I bump into things all the time. If I tell you I walked into a door, I actually did, probably twice. I am extremely clumsy, and I am covered in bruises because of that. I always have been. But I also am ambitiously athletic, even though I don't necessarily have the athletic talent for it. I still keep trying. So I used to play soccer when I was a kid, and I would come home looking like I was playing paintball, not soccer, just because I had the bruises everywhere. So yes, I do incorporate that into my books as well. I actually put up a post, I want to say yesterday, maybe the day before, saying that it was a memory about all the different books that I have that incorporate heartbreak. I think anybody in their 40s that hasn't had heartbreak is probably sheltered. So yes, of course. I mean, I've been divorced. I've had heartbreak in my life, and I do incorporate that. I think using your real life experience to make stories more relatable is a good thing. You want to feel, especially when you write things set in the real world, you want things to be relatable. You want people to remember something. Again, that goes back to the food and the smells and the tastes of things. You're reaching out and trying to make a connection between your character and your reader. It's one of the things I love the most about being a reader, is when I'm listening to something or reading something, and I have that just like moment of being able to put myself in the place of the character, because I recognize either what they're feeling or what they're eating or what they're seeing, the place I was. I love that. I absolutely love that. So I try to create those same moments for my readers. So it's, I know I keep playing with the shirt. I love the shirt. I really do. I'm excited to go show it off at the gym. Because every time people ask me about it, I get to talk about the Sin series and how it applies. Plus, I believe in karma. Why not? I'd like to think that good people get rewards in the end, and bad people get, their punishment in the end. Which is why I try to be a good person. I think everybody slips sometimes, but again, that goes back to humanity and characters and things that we incorporate. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is always good. Nobody is always bad. And if they are, usually we kill them off pretty quick in books. We try to. I mean, it's easy to want to make a character just that you don't like always bad, so everybody else hates them too, but it's not relatable. Nobody, or very few people, I should say, very few people are just always bad. And so there has to be some shred of humanity in order for them to even really deserve to be around. And now I'm just rambling because I'm mentally running through the list of all the things that I have to do today. And I'm just excited to play with these charm bracelets. That's next on the list, is I get to make these charm bracelets. So I think Poe and I are going to get back to work, try to get some stuff done. If you are here in Las Vegas, definitely stop by the library tomorrow. It'll be fun to come check everything out. I haven't seen a lot of the local authors at some of these showcases in a while. I think this is the first one back for Paseo for a couple of years at least. It might even be before COVID. I'm not entirely sure if this is the first one back since then. If it is, then, you know, a huge welcome back to them. They're a very, very supportive library. They love local authors, so I'm excited to get back to them. But Poe and I will be out there. I will not have all of my books. My other pen name, Renee Jean, I won't have those books tomorrow. You're given a very small space. So I will have the 4 Sin books, and I'll have partners with me, and then some of the diamond art, of course. And then the charm bracelets that I can't wait to show off. But tons of authors coming out there. It'll be fun to hang out. It'll be fun to see everybody. So if you are in the area, definitely come stop by and see us. And then, not the next weekend, but the 15th, we are getting ready for our monthly author happy hour. For those that are, again, local, we will have the social the next day on the 16th. That one's taking place at Almond and Oat this time. And honestly, depending on how things go with Coffee Press tomorrow, they might host one of our events. And that'd be kind of cool to go and support them since they like to support us. Again, if you guys have names, this adorable guy still needs one. He's so cute. So it would be fun to have one of you guys give him a name. Otherwise, if you happen to see me out at LBAC, just, you know, keep me going, keep pushing me. I'm tired and I'm not always the most motivated, but I am trying, and I'm very excited to tell you guys about that project once I get cleared. But I just want to make sure that my back is going to hold up, that, you know, I'm good to go before I announce it, because I would hate to say, oh, this is coming, and then we don't get that pain management in place until like 8 months from now. Because while I appreciate that doctors are thorough, my God, they're slow. So I've been working on this for almost a year. As soon as I'm cleared, we will be making that announcement. And I'm doing all the background stuff now, just to make sure that I'm ready. So I will be out at LVAC doing my gentle movement later and getting all of this stuff done. Hopefully I see you guys out and about. If not, or if you're elsewhere, I hope you have a great weekend and a great week. And until next Friday, with all the chaos going on, I will probably be a little bit more quiet, but hopefully getting a bunch of stuff done. So I will see you next Friday. Until then, my friends, stay caffeinated.